Good evening. I'd like to call this Olivet City Council meeting to order. It is March 26th at 7 p.m. We are in the council chambers at Olivet City Center, 1140 Dealman Road in Olivet, Missouri. Roll call, please.
Mayor Weil,
Here.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Here.
Councilmember Clark,
Here.
Councilmember Carl,
Here.
Councilmember Knox.
Here.
Next item, please.
Item 2, communications.
This evening, we have a proclamation for an Eagle Scout, which will be followed by the swearing in of two police officers, Octavia Heron and Sean Miskovic. So we're going to begin with calling Cooper Keys up to the podium. Cooper is an Olivet, you can stand next to me. I won't fight. Cooper is an Olivet resident. Come close. He's an Olivet resident who just completed his Eagle Scout, and I'm going to share with you a proclamation that you're going to be able to take home and have. Whereas Cooper Keys, a resident of Olivet and a member of the Boy Scout Troop 1144, has attained the rank of Eagle Scout. And whereas Cooper's service project consisted of building walking trails, a bridge, and an outdoor classroom for children at the Ethical Society Nursery School. And whereas Cooper helped lead his troop as patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, senior patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, and troop bugler? Bugler, okay. Sorry about that. And whereas at Ladue Horton Watkins High School, Cooper has been active on the swim team, water polo team, and robotics team. And whereas Cooper Keys has displayed outstanding leadership, exemplary service, and made significant contributions to our community. Now, therefore, I, Maxine Weil, Mayor of the City of Olivet, on behalf of the entire City Council, congratulate and honor Cooper Keys for his exceptional service to the community and becoming an Eagle Scout. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to introduce Octavia Heron, and following that, I will do her swearing in. And Octavia was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and she graduated from Pattonville High School in 2012. She grew up playing sports such as basketball competitively and football recreationally. Octavia joined the Air Force Reserves in 2014 and served until 2020. While in the reserves, she started her law enforcement career and has 6 years of experience as a law enforcement officer coming to us from the University City Police Department. Octavia is the middle child between an older brother and a younger sister. Octavia also has a 7-year-old pit bull mix. Her name is Dory because she has the same personality as Dory from Finding Nemo. So if you'll come over in the center, we will do your swearing in. From our younger two in the audience tonight, you did get a smile about Dory. You raise your right arm. Okay. I, Octavia Heron,
Octavia Heron,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications to serve as a police officer
that I serve all the qualifications to serve as a police officer
for the city of Olivet, St. Louis, Missouri,
for the city of Olivet, St. Louis, Missouri,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Missouri
and the state of Missouri
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Olivet,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Olivet,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of this office
the duties of this office
by abiding by the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
by abiding by the law enforcement code of ethics.
I recognize the badge
I recognize the badge
of my office as a symbol of faith, of
of,
public faith.
sorry, you said it again.
I recognize the badge of my office
I recognize the
as a symbol of public faith,
as a symbol of public faith,
and I accept it as a public trust
and I accept it as a public trust
to be held and honored.
to be held and honored.
Congratulations. Okay, so Mom, you want to come up and pin her? It's quite an honor. Congratulations.
Or power.
Come sign this.
Gatorade.
We're gonna do some group pictures at the very end. Next is Sean Miskovic. Sean was previously employed with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, where on February 2nd, 2023, he was shot twice while pursuing a robbery suspect. After being struck, he still pursued the suspect on foot and took him into custody. During his recovery process, Sean married his amazing wife, grew much closer with his family, and found even a bigger love for doing police work. His passion to help citizens every day with any of their needs has never been more important to him. Officer Miskovic was hired just a short time ago by the Olivet Police Department, but he immediately felt at home. There is no other police department or city that he would rather work for and carry out the rest of his years of service than Olivet. Congratulations. I figured out the trick. It's usually on a stand and I don't have to do this.
I hold it for you if you want.
No, you gotta raise your right hand.
Good thing God gave me two, right?
Okay.
Dude.
No, we're good. I, Sean Miskovic,
I, Sean Misk,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess all the qualifications
that I possess all the qualifications
to serve as police officer for the city of Olivet,
to serve as a police officer for the city of Olivet,
St. Louis County, Missouri,
St. Louis County, Missouri.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Missouri
and the state of Missouri
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Olivet,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Olivet.
and that I will faithfully, that's right, and that I will faithfully discharge
And that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of this
the
office
duties of this office
by abiding the law enforcement code of ethics.
by abiding by the
Law enforcement
law
code of
enforcement
ethics.
code of ethics.
I recognize the badge
I recognize the badge
of my office as a symbol of public faith,
of my office as a symbol of public faith,
and I accept it as a public trust
and I accept it as a public trust
to be upheld and honored.
to be upheld and honored.
Congratulations. Who's kidding with your wife?
Yes.
So now we're going to call up the amazing wife to do the pinning. I need Officer Miskovich to come sign his oath, and the police department, the chief would like everyone to come forward to take a group picture.
Say, that might be important.
If you find the top one.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Usually, we offer them to each family to take a picture if they would like to. And do an outside, perfect. Congratulations to everyone. Next item, please.
Item number 3, city manager's report.
All right, good evening, everyone. So a couple things, exciting things have happened around town since the last time we met. And probably the most exciting is that the city received an award from the American Association of Landscape Architects. It was a merit award for the work that was done, the renovation that was done at Villa Park. And so this award was given at the recent State of Missouri Parks Association conference held in St. Charles. So it's a pretty big deal to receive a professional award like this. So you can see the aerial photo there of Villa Park. So we didn't know it was coming. DTLS put in for it. So it was a kind of a double surprise for our staff. Second, we have 2 new residents at the Clover. Mr. Yowitz sent these along. Miss Alberta, she is the mama there on the right, has nested in one of the planters on somebody's balcony. And the resident who lives there is posting these photos on Facebook. So I'm not putting her out there in case she doesn't want the world to see. But Mama Alberta has had baby owl Livia, as you can see up there at the top. And baby owl Livia is learning how to be an owl. So he shared this with us. Kiana is reaching out to the resident to see if we can link our own social media to hers, but if not, we have two new residents at the Clover. A couple upcoming events. The first is on April 10th. Up at Five Oaks, there's going to be a utility assistance program. So sponsored by Spire, Ameren, and CASA STLC. So this is for individuals low-income individuals who might be able to use some housing, energy efficiency help, particularly with the CASA STLC. They do those energy efficiency audits for folks, and we'll do weatherization for them. So we encourage anybody to come out who might need some energy assistance or information on April 10th from 4 to 7 at Five Oaks. Next is the yard sale. So 'tis the season to purge things, clean things, etc. So the city yard sale is April 13th and 14th. If you register by April 10th, then you will be included on the maps. So you can scan that QR code and find all the detailed information that you would like about the yard sale, but you can certainly register and be a part of that and get on the maps, or go shopping on the 13th and 14th and see what kind of treasures you can find. Once again, we have the bowl-a-thon for the Olivet Fire Department. That's going to be May 10th, but the last day to register is April 19th. So their lanes are going fast. If you are interested in putting bring your family or putting a team together to come out and go bowling, I would encourage everybody to do that. And then large bulk trash collection is the week of April 22nd through the 26th. Again, you can scan that QR code to find more information about what can and cannot be put out for bulk trash pickup. The most important thing is patience. If your bulk pickup day is Monday and they don't get to you, they will get to you on Tuesday. So just understand that the trucks can only carry so much stuff, as well as the fact that the bulk trash truck is not the same as the regular trash truck. So if the regular trash truck comes down your street, they're going to leave the bulk trash until the regular bulk trash comes through. So don't panic. And then again, sign up for any regular information with the Week in Olivet. And that's all I have, unless you have any other questions for me.
Comment, when you shared about the owls, I said, that's quite a hoot.
Oh, that's funny. Yes.
Boom. Couldn't resist. Okay,
right.
next item, please.
Item 4, staff reports.
All right, continuing with the staff reports. So the fire department, we have 2 members on the regional strike team and heavy rescue task force team. And so they were doing some training over the past month, and there are some photos there. You can see them doing those. I could not do that. I would Heights and I do not get along. But they're working on their rescue training. The Parks Department has got a lot of things going on. So first and foremost, Saturday, April 6th is Movie in the Park, which is the Lorax, and that is in conjunction with Planting Shade. So we invite everybody to come out to Stacy Park. The movie's going to start about 7:45. And then youth baseball is starting that first weekend in April. Games are played up at Stacy Park, and we have 325 kids registered for youth baseball. So we're pretty excited about that. And then lastly, Irvside, thanks to the Weed Warriors, is 100% honeysuckle free. So we will have to continue to maintain that, but that is a big accomplishment for those folks to get all that honeysuckle out of Irvside Park. And there are all kinds of things going on in Parks and Rec. So again, I would encourage anybody to scan that QR code to find out more information and things that are going on at Five Oaks, as well as around the parks in the city. Or I got planning. I know. All right, so the planning department, they started a new program this year for Business and Restaurant of the Year, and that voting closed March 20th. And we're proud to say that they got 117 votes for businesses, excuse me, and 44 votes for Restaurant of the Year. And EDC did meet last night, and they did pick the winners. So I don't know if Councilmember Carl would like to do the honors and tell everybody who the winners are. Or I can.
Business of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
The Olivet Diner was Restaurant of the Year.
Yep.
Followed by Balance of Second.
Yep. Yep. So St. Louis Academy of Dance and then the Olivet Diner are going to be our winners this year. So we're very proud of them, and they will be honored at the May Chamber of Commerce luncheon. And then lastly, the Olivet Center, which is where Dobbs and Party City is, this summer is going to be 100% occupied. So we're pretty excited about that. And the 2 vacant spaces are going to be filled by a True Sight Vision Center and then a to be named men's clothing boutique. So we're pretty excited that that center is 100% full now. Police Department, they are going to host, along with Creve Coeur and the Ladue Police Departments, another rape aggression defense program, which is essentially a women's basic self-defense class. That session will be June 24th through the 27th. They have yet to determine the location, but it tends to be at one of the 3 police departments buildings. Yes, thank you. We expect signups to be open in late May, so just watch all of it. Police Department social media, they'll let us know when you can register for that. And then lastly, Officer Jason Bagsby joined other Cardinal Ritter alumni for Career Day to talk about his journey in the police department and why he chooses to serve in law enforcement. So we're excited about that. Hopefully he will encourage some of the young men and women at Cardinal Ritter to enter law enforcement. And then lastly, Public Works. The progression of the retaining wall on Napoleon continues. So last time you just saw some excavated area, and now the wall is up. They will need to backfill it, but it is up. And then MSD was doing some utility work, the last little bit of utility work in Indian Meadows Park. They are mostly completed with that. They are going to keep this pipe here. They will need that because that's what they're going to use to put grout in the old sewer line that they are abandoning. So they're going to keep that old sewer line until the new sewer line is completely connected. And then they'll grout in the old one and then take that pipe out. So any questions from the staff reports?
Could you go back 3 slides from here?
Sure.
One more back, maybe?
Whose department did you want?
I don't remember. Go, it's from a slide. All right, go forward one more. I'm sorry. Okay. This is it. True Sight Vision Center. Are they already open or they are going?
No, they're
Yeah.
going to be open in the summer.
Okay,
But
all right,
they've been, it looks like they've been unpacking and getting situated.
okay.
They're where the old, I'm gonna date myself, the old fashioned Gallon
Yeah.
Sport cake was.
Yeah, okay, okay.
The old, I think Lamar's Donuts.
Lamar's Donuts, that's more.
Yeah. Okay, thank you much.
You're welcome.
And the men's clothing boutique, do we know which spot that's going in?
No,
I think we're all open.
no.
Okay. Very,
I will note that there were other criteria. In other words, you had to have your business license current and a number of other things that somebody may have not gotten. I don't think it was such the case, but we didn't just take anything. We made sure they had a business license and that stuff, so.
Okay, thank you
any
very
other
much.
questions? Okay. Next item,
Item 5, monthly financial report.
Councilmember Knox, raise your hand if you want, if you have a question. I forgot to double check with you last time.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. We have in front of us our fiscal year up to the end of February, our financial report for that. It shows us here that our revenues are down from where we would expect by about $484,000. Expenditures then also down by about 603,000. A lot of that is attributed to that slower opening of the community center. That net favorable balance of that variance is about $119,000. Of the 484,000 revenue, about 463 could be attributed to the Parks and Rec category, and then of the expenditures, about 195,000 of the 603. So with that, this has been a story we've kind of been talking about for the last 7 months, but now we do have a new kind of thing coming in, which is the sales tax. And that kind of shows itself a little bit more pronounced this month, and that will probably continue probably to the tune of about $100,000 per month in that category itself. If we go it's right there. So there's the chart that's kind of driving our current discussions of where the sales tax is heading. We're the orange line that's not quite complete there, and it's definitely showing itself there toward the bottom and tailing out. Probably more or less gonna follow the same pattern, just at a lower rate. That's the expectation here as we kind of end our year, and that will be projected to go into next year. And then you bet. Sure.
Low in, are we always so low in December? I'm surprised. That would seem to be a month to me where we. make
Yeah,
money.
it's
Cause we had the lowest December this year, so.
we did. Now, there's a couple factors that come into there, and a lot of it, I'll tell you, has to do with the timing of two things. One, the timing of when everyone goes on vacations. The remittances are due on the 20th of a month. Well, that's, close to a lot of the holidays. And then it depends on how that 20th to the 1st of the month is when all those are processed.
Okay.
And those processing times then determine if it's not in process by the 31st of that month, it doesn't get to us until the following month. We see a spike in January because of there's monthly, quarterly, and annual reporters that are due in January. So then we see a spike there at the beginning of the year, and that's pretty consistent in January. They're also in these other times here, we would also see the motor vehicle accounting also has a little bit of a lag in it. Not many people buy cars in the wintertime. So yeah, good question, and lots to a lot of that. So with that, the only other thing is if we go to one more page down, you can kind of see the revenue categories that we discussed. We always usually talk about sales tax first, we talk about property tax next, and then utility taxes, and that's the top three lines there. And you can see the sales tax number there at -214. If we can project that out about 100,000 per month, you can see it's going to continue to grow toward the end of the year. Use taxes are holding out just fine. They're exceeding where we thought they would be. So that's kind of propping it up. Now this is, we usually see something like this. Sales taxes has propped up the revenue sources and other lags in the past. And now here we are with the sales tax kind of being readjusted. With that, I don't have a whole lot else. We're going to talk about our budget next week and in a work session. And so with that, I'll open up to any questions, or if we want to talk about anything else going forward next Tuesday, or even in future financial reports.
Councilmember Knox, you're okay? No questions? Thank you, Darren.
Good, thank you.
Next item, please.
Item 6, city council reports.
Okay, we'll start to my left with Councilmember. Carl.
You heard the results of the EDC meeting, so.
So it looked like two of them had tied. But did they not?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but it was also dependent on the board. It was also dependent on the board. The board actually selected the.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. Thank you. Councilmember Clark
I have nothing to report at this time.
and Councilmember Waldman, or
Thank you.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman.
That's okay. So, Mr. Carl, if there had been one business that had gotten one vote more than the tie of the 11th, the board still would have decided the outcome? Or is that because there was a
No, it
tie?
was always the case where the board was going to decide the outcome. The survey was basically to
Okay.
give them input.
Okay.
Thank you.
I needed that clarification. The Planning and Community Design Commission held their meeting on March 21st. Number 12 Stacy Drive was a petition for a community design on concept stormwater management for a new home by Mark Manlin and Dyquim Companies. And I will say that this home was a very pretty home that he brought to the city. And he hasn't been here in a while. And that was approved. Number 6 North Covington Meadows Road was also a site plan concept design and concept stormwater management with the covered deck addition to the flat work. That was also approved by the board. 23 St. Alfred Road still is in dialogue and discussions because the new owner and designer modified what was originally approved as a home for 23 St. Alfred. It was a non-conforming, but the design and everything that was originally provided for this home 2 years ago has been totally changed by the new potential single homeowner and contractor. So this is going to continue to come back to the Planning and Community Design Commission. They had a brief conversation a little bit about the text amendment, the text language that they're going to bring back, that the planning staff is going to bring back to PCDC at their next meeting with regard to the low-hanging fruit and some of the things on sustainability. And then we will then have our own conversations about it at the workshop that will take place the week after. That is all that I have to report from that meeting. We all did attend the Holy Festival, and I really thought that my buddy here was gonna, chime in about it. It was fun. It was a good thing to have and be a part of. And that is all I have to report at this time.
Yes, I'll piggyback with you on that. It was fun. I'm still washing that chalk and stuff out of my clothes.
So am I.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
some of that.
It'll
stuff-
come out, but so much.
Well, I got some of it
You
on.
got it
my-
out of your beard.
Yeah, I got some of that stuff when I was washing my face, got on my, on the sink area.
Yeah.
It did not come out.
It got on my furniture.
Yeah.
Our new city manager also was pretty purpleized.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for the person who was letting all of her crowd, we all walked, I believe, but I believe her crowd was driving. So, and maybe you drove too, but I didn't want to get that in my car, so I walked. So it was wonderful to have the celebration. I've seen it in the Riverfront Times and also Channel 4. So we got some good coverage and great pictures. I attended the Parks meeting, Parks and Recreation Commission last Wednesday on March 18th. Ms. Yackley stole a little bit of my thunder, but I'm going to give a couple more updates. We began with Jan Fitzgerald, the Olivet and Bloom president, came and talked with us. And for those that you didn't know, the Olivet and Bloom is a 501c3. They were established in 2002. They help out not only in our parks and beautifying the corner across the street outside of Firestone, but they also help with the old Bonham School school garden and the gardens up at Five Oaks. They've been starting to do more workshops. One of the workshops they recently did was about porch pots and how to plant vegetable garden, and they've got a new one coming up about identifying invasive plants. The how to plant vegetable garden, I believe, if I'm saying this correctly, and Patrick can give me a nod, is that on Saturday, April 27th is the native plant sale, and I believe they're having a workshop the night before, so people can come get educated and come back the next morning. Last year, I believe they sold out over 600 plants within an hour, so I think they have definitely increased it for this year. And this year it will be held at Five Oaks, while as in the past, it's been here at City Center. Ms. Yackley also recognized that they received the Villa Park Award, which is quite an honor and needs to be shouted out multiple times. We also, in the previous meeting, we had a speaker come from Green Cities Challenge. And as they start to look at some of the specifications in order to achieve this, we've already started looking through the menu of it, and the Parks Commission has determined that there is a lot of items that have already been identified that Olivet has achieved. So the group is going to have like a subgroup that is going to do some more research and looking into that before bringing that to the City Council. And in the monthly update, we always get at our meetings a monthly update on membership for Five Oaks. And from the month of, let me see if I said, we're in March, so from February to March, we are now at 649 memberships of all the different memberships. There's when you total all the categories, 53% of the members are residents. And the rentals has also shot up. In this past month, we did 86 in the multipurpose room, 18 private in the playground area, 2 private in the kitchen, 2 private parties in the gym. And the rentals are scheduled, some are scheduled as far as a year out. And so that is really, we're attracting people like we wanted to. And the night we were having our meeting, they were having a baking class in there. They're making Hamantaschen. So the Parks Commission reaped the benefits of having samples. So that was a treat. Like Ms. Yackley said, if you're not on the Parks Recreation or on their Instagram or Facebook, go on their social media, sign up, because they always have something happening. And an upcoming, they're having, well, the soonest piece is going to be on April 5th is the new, oh no, it's this Sunday. This coming Saturday, the 30th, we're having a fitness expo. Then a week from Friday night, they're having an art gallery opening. And then that Saturday night is movie in the park. So there's something happening every day, almost every day up there. It was an exciting meeting, and the Parks Commission is also going to be looking at their upcoming meetings, at their 10-year plan, where they are in the 10-year plan and where they want to go next. Since some of the big ticket items have been accounted for with the Five Oaks and the park renovations. So it was a good meeting. So, any questions? Great. Okay, we'll move on to the next item. Oh, Mr. Knox, I'm sorry. Would you want to report on the weather in Florida? No.
It's very nice. It was like 82 degrees today.
How are the drinks? How are the-
Well, we miss you, so we'll see you back for our workshop next week.
I'll be back next Monday evening.
Perfect, great, safe travels.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll move on at this point to item number 8.
Item 8, Bill 3024, an ordinance to approve a final subdivision plat for a boundary adjustment entitled Consolidation Plat of Lot 1 and 2 of Olive Crossing, second reading.
Yeah, Mr. Treos is on vacation. So this is a plat, which is a pretty boring, actually, planning document, which is good. So this is the final subdivision plat that puts together the Aldi property. So Aldi's originally was designed to be 2 lots, and this plat will make it 1 lot.
I know that Mr. Yawich was here for the first reading, and and there weren't questions at that time. I don't know if other people have questions at this time that we can help anyone with, otherwise we'll entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, make a motion to approve Bill 3024.
Mike,
Oh, sorry, I'm also wrong. Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve Bill 3024, an ordinance to approve a final subdivision plat for a boundary adjustment entitled Consolidation Plat for Lot 1 and 2 of Olive Crossing.
is there a second?
Second.
Call for the vote?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
Yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes,
Mayor Weil.
Yes.
The motion is passed. Bill 3024 becomes ordinance 2794.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 9, mowing contract 2024.
Good evening, council. My name is Patrick McGee. I'm the Assistant Director for the Olivet Parks and Recreation Department. Be to you tonight to ask action from the council. We were planning to enter into a contract with Vote Lawn Care to mow all of our parks and right of ways in Olivet. and they were recently sold to an employee that worked for Vote Lawn Care. He now has started a new business called R&J Landscaping, and we come here asking from approval from the council to sign it, going to enter a contract at the same price, the same stipulations that we have with Vote, but enter that same contract with R&J Landscaping.
Are there any questions for Mr. McGee? Okay, I'll be happy to entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Yes,
I'd just like to take a look at the contract before it's executed. So
Okay.
if the motion could be subject to review by the city attorney, that'd be fine.
Review and approval or just review?
Well, if I find a problem with it, I'll let you know.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to approve authorizing the city manager to enter into a one-year contract with R&J Landscaping for the 2024 mowing season after review and approval by the city attorney.
Second.
Call for the vote?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes,
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Weil.
Yes,
Motion is passed.
thank you. And your little assistants tonight were very patient.
They're gonna get something out of this, I can tell.
Government 101.
Next item,
Item 10, patrol e-bikes.
Thank you. Beth Andreski, Police Chief for the Olivet Police Department. Good evening. I think I've got two in a row here. So as you see, this is a request to purchase two e-bikes to be used by our bike patrol officers. So last year we purchased two regular bikes, so we're requesting e-bikes to be purchased as anticipated with the FY24 budgeting year. A total of $10,000 was budgeted for this project. The intended use of the bicycles would be for regular patrol of businesses and residential areas when manpower permits. Of course, we need to have enough officers on to safely and effectively, quickly go to calls for service, which are emergencies. So basically, officers would be using this when we are fully staffed plus one. Of course, city events are typically held in our parks, so we would like to increase patrol in our parks and our police presence along our city trails as well. For this project, we obtained 3 quotes from local vendors ranging from $9,000 to $9,600. And it is my recommendation that we purchase these bicycles through Billy Goat Bicycle Company. Their quote is just $63 above the lowest quote. However, their bicycles do come with some of the needed equipment that we would have to purchase aftermarket anyway, and they also come with a lifetime service plan. We've also worked with Billy Goat in the past and have a good working relationship with them for our regular patrol bicycles. So I would ask the council to approve purchase of 2 electronic bicycles from Billy Goat Bicycle Company at a cost of $9,063.94. Happy to answer any questions.
Chairman Pro Tem.
Just curious about those manual bikes, the 2 manual bikes. What will happen with those?
So we have some new officers coming on board that I think who are bike certified before, and they have an interest in continuing bike patrol. However, which was kind of news to me, I guess I'm not bicycling enough to know that there are multiple different sizes of the electronic bicycles. So in the future, we would look at potentially sending them to more training for the e-bikes and getting bikes that fit them. But for now, some of the regular bikes that we have would be of use to them. So at some point, I would guess maybe in the next few years or so, we might look at cycling them out and selling or donating at some point.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Are there any other questions? It's my understanding that the e-bikes will go much faster, so. it-
Definitely much
Which is-
faster. So I think you'll see officers, actually two of our bike officers, when the weather is nice, they're on our bikes quite a bit right now. But especially with all of the work on the trails and all of the construction and new life that's been brought into our parks or, Five Oaks, I think you'll see them
Okay,
increasingly
she's
so.
got it. What is the highest speed it can go? The electric
It's
bikes?
a good question, I think.
About 35.
I was gonna
About
say
35 like a
30,
moped?
30, about 30.
Kind of like a moped?
Yeah, 30
Okay,
miles an
okay,
hour.
okay.
Very good. Give or take. No.
They do wear helmets.
Okay, I'll be happy to entertain a motion.
Madam Mayor, recommended action approval to purchase 2 electric bicycles from the Billy Goat Bicycle Company at a total cost not to exceed $9,063.94.
Second.
Call for the vote.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes,
Mayor Weil.
Yes,
Motion is passed.
be a nice addition. Thank you. Next item.
Item 11, BDA for police radio reception.
It's me again. So good evening again, Beth Andreski, Olivet Police Department. So this request is something that's kind of been on the radar for a while. This is for a bidirectional amplifier. Thank you, Darren, for Googling the whole word for us at one point. Also known as a BDA. And this is a system that we will be able to add antennas to expand if needed. So we've discovered since moving into the city center that we've had some reception issues with our radios, and particularly in the jail area where it's most critical. Also in our evidence room, we've had some issues back there. So the police department is requesting permission to purchase a bidirectional amplifier BDA system to address those areas of weakness of radio signal on the interior of the building. This would ensure, of course, that officers can maintain constant radio contact with dispatch in all areas. That we obtained 2 quotes from Wireless USA with the assistance of St. Louis County Emergency Communications Commission. And the 2 quotes there would address, either one of those would address our needs. The BDA, however, has room for expansion. So should at some point we notice or come across other areas of weakness in the building or elsewhere, you can add antennas for a pretty low dollar amount. So this request is approval for purchase of the bidirectional amplifier system and indoor antennas from Wireless USA at a total cost of $15,523.26. And I'm happy to answer any questions on that as well.
Are there questions down here? Okay. We'll call,
Madam Mayor, I make a
Call for
motion to
motion.
approve the purchase of the bidirectional amplifier system and indoor antennas from Wireless USA at a total cost of $15,523.26. Second.
call for the vote.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
yes.
Mayor Weil.
Yes,
Motion is passed.
Thank you, Council.
next item.
Item 12, city center surge suppressor replacement.
Good evening, Mayor and council members at all. Bruce McGregor, Olivet Public Works. When the building was constructed in 2017, along with the main power distribution, we requested that surge suppressors be installed to protect all 3 of the incoming circuits from transient voltage that goes through the network. Sometimes it's a spike at distribution, the generators push out too much, a natural event, lightning, hits the wires, pushes more voltage, or a storm when 2 wires come in contact and put too much voltage. Last summer, we had,
Corona mass ejection.
I beg your pardon?
Corona mass ejection.
Okay, thank you very much. Last summer, we had an event where we lost power here. When we were reinstating power, we noted that on both suppressors where the power comes in, leg A, phase A of the system was out, was not illuminated correctly on the panel. took quite a while of going back and forth with contractors and Siemens to determine that there was not a sacrificial unit in the assembly that we could replace. The entire units have to be replaced. That is smart planning on Siemens' part. I'm buying their stock. But at any rate, we went to procurement and received one bid to replace both units in the main distribution room. Glad to answer any questions if you have any.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion to authorize the city manager to issue a purchase order in the amount of $13,351 to Zimmerman Electric for electrical services as described above.
Second.
Call for the vote?
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Weil.
Yes,
Motion is passed.
thank you.
Just want to add one more thing, that we do have smaller suppressors on other equipment that are made to protect very small spikes in power, like on the rooftop units and certain other electrical equipment. Yeah.
Okay, Madam Mayor, I do have one follow-up question. What is the warranty on these two new three-phase surge suppressor that we're
I would
getting?
have to go back and look at that.
Okay,
Okay, but
Oh.
I would expect that the lifetime is longer than when as frequently as we get power outages here,
Mhm.
than their lifespan of absorbing the shock
Mhm.
On there. But I can certainly look
Okay.
that up.
Okay, you
Yeah.
can just pass it on and share
Ye-
that with
yep.
us.
It really depends more on how often it's needed.
And very, very well, but that's life cycle now,
Yeah.
a warranty would be
Yeah.
I would expect, at least 5 years from Siemens. I mean, this is commercial industrial grade equipment that we're putting in here, not residential level equipment. But you're right, there is a service life to how many cycles they can absorb, not only, in frequency of low level or of course at higher amplitude, a higher voltage coming in which they just can't come back.
So my fellow council member and my engineer, are you saying that this surge takes those loads high and low? And there's a point when it says, I can't do that no more?
Yeah, that's exactly what those indicator lights, if you look in the bid document, I have pictures of both setups, okay? We take power in from two sides, one for main distribution, the other side's coming in on the generator side. So we have to have two of them because everything's isolated from the transformer. But yes, so when we go in there, we inspect and we look at the indicator lights to make sure everything's working properly.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Just like the chief, I think you have a double hitter tonight.
Item 13, Public Works Building Electrical Upgrades.
Okay. So the electrical equipment in the Public Works
No, it
building
was like-
is original to 1973. When we have we have a 600 amp service coming into the building. In the mechanical room, there is distribution straight from the main panels of about 200 amps. In the lower level, we have a 200 amp panel for the equipment bay and all of the lower level mechanics equipment, fuel pumps, etc., and a 200 amp panel upstairs. Over the years, the breakers in the lower level panel have been exercised more frequently because that's where we run the heavier electrical loads. In addition to that, they installed the conduits for distribution underneath the floor of the building. So that is it's typical in industrial buildings for these to go underground. But it's all metal conduit, which is what they had in 1973. And these conduits have rusted away. We've had several circuits that have arced out under the floor. We've had to disconnect them and reroute them. So it is a bit of a spider's web of electrical work. In addition to that, the generator that was installed in the building at some point, I don't know, was actually the generator before the generator at the old building. It actually had one of these ropes you could pull around it like your old lawnmowers in there.
Remember that, the old building?
Yeah, it's green. Anyway, that failed last summer. It threw a rod, and we do need backup power in the building. So when we do have a loss of power, it's typically during a winter storm or a windstorm tornado event, and we really need to have power at the building for our operations. We need the fuel pumps, we need the doors working, we need the lights on, we need equipment charging, so we can get in and out. During one of the deep freezes, we had the generator fail and we had to open the overhead doors by hand when it was 0 degrees outside or colder. And it was a big inconvenience for the operators to come in and out, let alone, you're doing your work on the roads. You don't want to have to mess around with the door. So what we're proposing here is a 24 kilowatt residential style generator. During emergency operations, we're not running the welder. We're not running, our heat in the building is natural gas. So the blowers aren't drawing a lot of electricity to maintain heat. The water heaters, natural gas as well. So we feel that the 24 kilowatts is enough to maintain our operations for what we need during emergencies. The generator will be installed between Alice Boulevard, Alice Place, and the side of that north side of the building.
Thank you. So what was the action? You need a motion. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Madam Mayor, I make a motion
Yes.
to authorize the city.
You want it?
Again,
Okay,
review and approval by the city attorney.
Okay.
okay.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to authorize the city manager to enter into an agreement with Zimmerman Electric not to exceed $25,880, which includes a 10% contingency for additional hourly work to be performed for electrical services at the Public Works Building after review and approval by the city attorney.
Okay, call for the vote.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Weil,
Yes.
motion is passed.
Thank you very
nice.
much.
Thank you, Mr. McGregor. Next item, please.
Item 14, hearing from citizens, part 2.
Okay, it doesn't appear that we have any questions. And next item, please.
Item 15, review and acceptance of minutes.
Anybody see any changes?
Yeah, I saw nothing.
All right, Madam Mayor, I make a motion, we approve the city council minutes from
March 12th.
March 12th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, call for the vote, please.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes,
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Weil,
Yes.
motion is passed.
And next item, please.
Item 16, city attorney's report.
Madam Mayor, no report, but would like to have a brief closed session to discuss something under section 61021.1.
So moved.
Second.
Good. Call for the vote.
Councilmember Clark,
Yes.
Councilmember Knox,
yes.
Councilmember Carl,
Yes.
Chairman Pro Tem Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Weil,
Yes.
motion is passed.
Okay. We're back from closed session and no decisions were made. I will be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Third,
Good night, everybody.
good night and good luck.